So I just wanted to make a quick video to show you guys some relays. This isn't a how-to or a review or anything like that. I just found a relay that I thought was kind of cool. So you have your standard relay like this. It comes in your 4-pin and then a 5-pin. And then you have your micro relays, which are 4-pin. These are normally only good for 30 to 40 amps. And if you need something higher, you can step up to one of these things. This is an 80 amp relay slash battery isolator. But as you can see, this thing is pretty big. It's basically a 4-pin. You have your ground, your coil or trigger wire, and then your inputs and your output. Pretty much just like a regular 4-pin. But the issue with this style, no matter the brand, because a lot of companies have this and they just put their branding on them and they're all pretty much the same thing. They all have one common problem. They stick open, which sticking open is a lot better than sticking closed. By sticking open, I mean you flip on your switch and they won't come on. You get out and you flick it, or you tap on it with something, you hit it with a screwdriver and then it'll kick on. So it sticks open to where it won't come on, which is better than it sticking closed, which means that it would stay on and wouldn't go off. But I've had quite a few of these and they all seem to stick open. So I was looking around trying to figure out something that I could replace this with. I needed it for a relay, not a battery isolator, but it needed to be at least 60 amps. And these weren't going to cut it. And of course, like I said, this was having issues. This was out of the question. So I was looking around and I found this. I find this very, very comical. This is a 120 amp relay. And the reason why I find it funny is just it's a gigantic version of a regular relay. So I was looking at it and I was like, yep, it's just a gigantic version of a regular relay. So I wanted to take it apart and see if it was the same on the inside. So we have our regular relay and I've separated the cover from it. And then you can see what that looks like. And then I've also separated the cover for this. And I don't know why I was expecting anything to be different. So with your standard relay, when you add power and ground to your coil, it turns this into an electromagnet. You have your power coming in through here in this big copper plated piece here, and it comes around and you have your power there. But when you activate your coil and it turns into an electromagnet, it pulls it closed and sends power out through your other terminal. And then when you turn it off, it releases by a little spring right here. Let me see if I can bring this in real close and show you. This would be without power. You would activate your coil and it pulls it shut over here and sends power out. The big relay is pretty much the same thing, just instead of everything being on the side, it's on the top. You have your coil, and when you send power and ground through these two pins, it makes it into an electromagnet, pulls this arm down and sends power that's coming in from here out of here. The only major difference is this big braided copper wire. That and your posts here are pretty much the only thing that make this a 120 amp relay. The only thing that gives it any more power than the standard relay. So if I was to turn this sideways, it would look very similar. So maybe if I put them in my hand, you can tell the size difference. So I just thought that was cool. I'm using, or I'm going to try to use this to replace this on Project Dirty Willy for the air system. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go check it out. Because this relay slash battery isolator works, but like I said, it sticks open, so it's gotten to be kind of a pain with the air system. So I'm going to try this, and it's actually smaller, takes up less room, and I think it will look cleaner, and hopefully it won't have any issues. And these are also used as a relay slash battery isolator. Like I said, nothing real educational here, but I just really wanted to show this gigantic relay.